and welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Fresh Squeeze podcast. I'm your host Justin, here with Jeremy. So, bro, we're getting real spicy this
It's
episode.
about to get real heated.
We're gonna have some hot takes, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay.
So, if you haven't figured that out already, we're gonna be having a spicy food discussion.
Yes.
All things hot, spicy, flamin', you name it, we're talking about it.
We're talking about it.
So, especially nowadays, a big gimmick with a lot of foods is, oh, we have the hottest, spiciest food out there. It's going to make your throat bleed and burn, and your face is going to turn red.
Your face is going to fall off.
Like, brands and restaurants really market their food as like, this is so hot, and we want you to, I guess, be interested in eating it because it's going to pain your taste buds.
Restaurants are always like, our food is so hot, you have to sign a waiver.
Yeah.
It's like...
This is kind of a philosophical discussion about that in a way. Like, what is it about that kind of stuff that draws people in?
And it's probably just like the... It poses a challenge, and they're like, oh, I can beat that. I can do that. Nobody else can do that but me.
That's true, because you go out to eat with your friends, you're getting wings or whatever, and it's like, oh, you can, unless you're at B-dubs and you have like a million different choices, it's like, oh, you can get regular, you can get mild, medium, or blazing hot. And then you're like, oh, maybe I'll just get a nice mild.
But then, like, low-key, if you're out with the boys, you don't want to seem like a wuss and get like, I'm just gonna get the barbecue on my wings.
Yeah.
When somebody else is getting like the mango habanero
Yes.
and stuff, you don't want to look like the weak body.
All your other friends are getting the flamin' hot ones, and they're like, so you gonna get two? You're like,
no, I just got my Parmesan wings over
like,
here.
okay, you weak body.
Yeah.
Like, but see, that's such a peer pressure thing. Like,
Yeah.
why do we give in to these type of things? Whereas some people are really into it, where other people are like, nah, I'm not into that.
Yeah.
It's almost like kind of people who either are or aren't into roller coasters. They only go because their friends pressure them into doing it.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't want to ride this, but everybody else is telling me to, so.
I mean, is there sauce elitists out there? Is there a sauce elitist mindset?
There definitely is. 'Cause in the food world, it seems like that's something that's not only very prevalent, popular, very trendy. So there's a lot of things to talk about there. So we'll get really in depth with this and explain our views. So we're going to start off talking about our preferred spice levels.
Mm-hmm.
So you, as an individual, when you were faced with the decision of eating spicy food, what really hits your sweet spot? What do you like the most?
Now, I'm sure most people that know us, know that I mean, even though we were kind of just like roasting people that like hot food, I really like hot food. Usually, whether we go to a restaurant, whether like, it's, like you said, like it's B-dubs and you have your choice of wing spice or, a choice of sauce on something, I usually tend to lean towards the spicier side of the scale. When we go to, whether we go or we pick up wings from B-dubs, my usual go-to was like the mango habanero.
Yep.
Because, and I mean, with other places, other things like, I put a lot of sriracha and other hot sauces on stuff, but I think it's just like, even though obviously, the spicier it gets, obviously the more sometimes it like hurts your tongue or your mouth or whatever.
Right.
But there's just something about, there's like a fine line in spicy food where the heat and the flavor come and meet in the middle, and although it may be hot and it may burn at first, I feel like the flavor that comes with it is worth it. And that's why I particularly like spicy food, because I just think you get those like next level flavors.
Sure.
Because it's not saying that like you're like, oh, you're weak or you're strong, but it's like if you can power through like the burn, then you get these flavors that you wouldn't have experienced otherwise.
Right.
And then if you eat enough, then you kind of get used to the spice, so it's not as bad and you're used to it. I mean, it's spicy every time, but it's not like the first time where it's gonna melt your face off or anything, you know.
So you would definitely describe yourself as a fan of pretty highly spicy things.
I would say so, yes.
But also an advocate for the type who is like, I like the spiciness, but I like it when it's unique and flavorful.
Yeah,
well.
like I'm not, yeah, like if the spice, like if it's hot, like I'm okay with it being really hot if it also is paired with really good flavor. But if it's just like I'm gonna call this dumb heat, you know?
Yeah.
If it's just maximum levels of heat with no payoff, then that's just not worth it to me.
Just pure.
That's why that's why I'm gonna call it dumb heat, because
Yeah.
it's just dumb. There's no point in to eat something that is like stupidly spicy without any flavor. Because then it's like, why couldn't you have just eaten something else? You know what I mean?
Kind of just like when your friends dare you to eat jalapeno seeds. Like, what's the point of it besides just feeling the burn?
Yeah,
So-
I mean, rather than
versus actually
Doing it,
enjoying the flavor and juice of a jalapeno.
I mean, jalapenos are good, but no, that's like saying, I don't know, like, I mean, granted, I don't know if I've ever actually had like a Carolina Reaper, but like,
I mean, maybe even
well,
how
well,
about
I
a
mean,
habanero?
I think we've had the sauce, but like if people who eat the pepper, it's like,
Yeah.
there's no way. I feel like that pepper has enough actual flavor for it to be worth it. You know what I mean?
Or for you to actually enjoy it.
Yeah, like nobody just eats those. Like I love jalapenos on most things. Where it's like there's no way everybody just eats Carolina Reapers and ghost peppers on like everything. You know,
It's
well,
quite
ghost
yeah.
peppers maybe, but I don't know. There's a certain level when the spice alone is not enough.
Yeah.
Like the heat alone.
I can understand that, because nobody eats those kind of peppers just really for enjoyment. It's mostly to make a statement.
Yeah, but no. Now if you mix them with something else, then it's okay. Like
Sure.
if you had a spice or like a flavor with a Carolina Reaper ghost pepper, by all means go ahead and do it. I would try it, but
Okay, all right.
you know,
Since spicy wings are a big part of the discussion, at a place like Buffalo Wild Wings, what's your go-to sauce?
probably the mango habanero. I think it's just a great pairing. It's like the classic, not it's not sweet and spicy, but it's like the first, like the heat comes in, you're like, wow, this is pretty hot. But then like once you like get past that, then is when like the mango comes in, and you would think, why would a fruit be spicy? But there's just something about those two that it just works.
Works together.
So, and it's
Sure.
just great. I mean, am I usually kind of struggling by like 5 or 6 wings in? Yes, because the heat does definitely build up, but there's nothing that a little good old carrot and some ranch can't fix, or blue cheese or whatever.
There we go. Yeah. Right on. So, I can definitely respect your views that you have, but as you would know, of course, that I also have different spicy views.
Yes.
And maybe even a lot more reserved.
Mm-hmm.
So, for my spicy preferences, like I said, definitely I go for the reserved, not extreme route. I can definitely appreciate when something has a low or moderate amount of spice for flavor and just a little bit of flamboyance, if you will.
Yeah.
So, like, my type of go-to is usually if I see mild, I'll be like, okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you can't really go wrong with mild.
you get a nice spice, but you can still actually enjoy what you're eating and have a little bit of flavor with that as well.
Yeah.
But obviously some places the heat indexes change from every different place you go. So sometimes medium won't be that bad. Sometimes it'll be a lot more worse than mild.
Yeah.
So when it comes to sauces, I'm more of a mild person. I don't even mind a classic barbecue, which isn't spicy at all.
Yeah,
but,
no. I mean, can't go wrong with classic.
Yeah, I'm cool with the tang.
Tang.
But and some light spice.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, when it comes to my spice levels compared to you, I can also appreciate the flavor versus heat index relationship, but in a very toned down way. Although I can maybe have a bite, I'm not going to get a whole order of mango habanero.
Yeah.
Or even like maximum heat spicy or whatever.
Yeah.
But I can definitely appreciate it, and I'm not opposed when someone says, "Hey, you want to go get some spicy food?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Sure, yeah.
I'll just choose what I like to do, and I'm not going to be pressured into feeling like I have to get
There you
the
go.
hottest thing because all my friends are doing it
There
too.
you go. Look at that.
But but yeah, and to go along with your same questions I asked you, my kind of go-to sauce besides
Mhm.
a barbecue, a mild, uh, any of those kind of mid-level tier ones. One that isn't spicy, but I still recommend getting from Buffalo Wild Wing is the garlic parmesan.
Yeah, that is good.
It's because it's kind of it is kind of like a cheesy sauce with the parmesan. You
Mhm.
have some kind of spicy garnish with the garlic,
Yeah.
and I think that works out really well.
I mean, garlic is honestly just kind of like a goated flavor. I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, like, but now I will say, at least with yours, like your like preference in sauce, whatever, is good because you know you can kind of just like any day you know you want something like that you can have it. Whereas like me, like although I do usually choose the spiciest option, there are days where I'm just like I'm not really feeling like it. You know, like there'll be times when we've gotten wings or we've gotten like Chinese food or whatever it be, and I mean I'll still get usually still some sort of spice, but like if I'm just like I mean I don't know if it's I'm tired or what, but like some days I'm just be like you know I'm just not really feeling like burning my mouth out. I mean even though I do like the flavor that it comes with, I'm just like I'm not really. There's some days I'm just like yeah I'm just not really feeling it, so then I gotta revert to like backup you know option B, but
Sure.
at least with yours you know there's pretty much always a time for a good barbecue or a good garlic parmesan or something like that.
Like, yeah, and obviously we know some people of close relation to us who, you know, if you're the kind of person who feel like you have to full send into the highest heat index every time, I don't know who you're trying to, what you're trying to prove or who you're trying to impress, but
Because
you don't have every time you have a meal, you do not. Even if you advertise yourself as someone who really likes spicy stuff, you don't have to put habanero sauce in everything you eat.
yes, like I'm gonna take me for example. I love spicy food, but that doesn't mean every time we have nachos or a taco or I don't know chili that I'm gonna absolutely like have a whole cover this thing in a mountain of sriracha, habanero hot sauce, whatever, because that's too much. Like it honestly is, and we all know the outcome that happens every single time that you do that. So that's why I do want it. You got to do it in moderation. You got to do it just a little bit. You want some sriracha, you just do a quick, a little back and forth sprinkle on the top.
For sure. Even though sriracha and hot sauce can go on a lot of things, putting it on everything just dulls everything down.
Yeah.
Like
plus, and although sriracha isn't at least to me, I guess some people might be different, but to me sriracha isn't like like stupid hot to me. Like it's not crazy, so that's why I do put on a lot of things because I feel like it just gives it that added layer of spice. But although it's not hot, obviously if you put half the bottle on there it's gonna be burning,
right?
So
yeah, there's still a point. Even if it's a mid-level sauce, you can still go over the top.
Yeah, because again, it all builds. So a mid-level sauce, you put half the bottle in there, is going to become crazy hot. Same as if you just put like a couple drops of let's say like ghost pepper sauce or habanero.
Yeah,
it could be on the same level as something that's not usually as spicy, but if there's more volume.
Exactly. So, if you're one of those people who are caught up in the heat hype, just
hype.
Just come on, limit yourself. Let's bring it down a notch.
Nobody's hacking up along at the dinner table.
Yeah, we don't want that. You're just embarrassing yourself for no reason. So, since we're kind of on the topic of sauces now, that's also something that's very trendy in food culture right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is once again, all companies are always trying to advertise the wackiest, the most outlandish, the most hottest sauce out there.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like at a certain point, a lot of these sauces are probably I mean, realistically, pretty similar. But I will say I do love going to the store, and just like seeing the weird names
Yeah.
sauce will be like, or like sauces will have.
'Cause it's all about being a novelty. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. At some point, it just becomes that like, I can't think of too many off the top of my head, but I know in the past we've gone to some stores, and obviously all these sauces have these the most outrageous names,
Yeah.
and but yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something where, you know, you get it as a souvenir for somebody or whatever, but it's honestly more of a gimmick, more of a novelty than that's something you should be using at your dinner table every night.
Yeah, no. I mean, you gotta drive the sauce market,
Yeah,
with all
yeah.
these with all these
Sure.
different names. So,
But yeah. So unless you can think of any other sauce topics or debates to talk about, we can move on to kind of the next uh, overarching topic of spice.
not really, other than that, Cholula is really good.
Oh,
Put
yeah.
that out there. I don't know why I just thought of that, but it's really good.
Hey,
See that's I think that's a good mid-level sauce for everyone.
okay.
Cholula, it's I think sriracha is more spicy, and Cholula obviously goes great with Mexican food, and I feel like it's like it's not crazy, but it's not like dull. So I feel like everyone can use a little Cholula now and then.
Hey, yeah, nothing wrong with a little sauce plug
Yeah,
there.
sauce plug. This is not a sponsor, but it could be.
Could be sponsored by Cholula. What?
Or sriracha.
Because
I love your products.
yeah, we are definitely pro sriracha in this
And that's
household.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, because there's like the I don't know what size bottle, but there's like the normal size Cholula, but then there's like the extra large size Cholula.
Okay.
We always have that one. So
yeah. And it's got the wood cap.
not the.
Is
Oh
that-
well, not the. You mean the Cholula does?
Yeah, the Cholula.
Yeah, I was on sriracha, but yeah.
I thought you said Cholula, but
No, I'm talking about sriracha.
okay.
Anyway, but yes, I like the. I mean, who doesn't love a wood cap? It looks cool.
Yeah, high quality. Those are two staples
Yeah.
for us. Pretty much the same ones that you'll find at like the Mexican restaurant tables, along with El Tapatio and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. So talking about cultural food, I would think that Asian and Mexican cuisine are considered the ones that have the most spice,
Yeah.
or at least the ones that we partake of.
Yeah.
Other people, talk about Thai spice and
Yeah.
Indian
We've never had Thai food
and-
before.
But two of our probably favorite cultural foods are Chinese and Mexican.
Yeah.
When it comes to Mexican food, what kind of spice are you looking for there?
I
What do you
mean,
think?
I feel like that's like prime time for spice. So you're getting like some. Oh, I don't know whether it be like an enchilada or like, I don't even a quesadilla. I mean, sometimes you can double up on spice. So sometimes, when I say double up, I'm not talking about like two different sauces. I mean, you can have a what I'll call a physical spice, and we'll call a liquid spice. So
Oh, there we go. Okay.
yes, because like for example, if I'm eating a quesadilla, I love it when like obviously the cheese in the middle, but then like if you throw in a jalapeno, which is your physical spice, but then whether inside or on top, you lather on some sriracha, boom, the double spice comes out, and it's great.
There you go. I never thought about considering it that way.
Yeah.
But sometimes, yeah, having two different types of spices that can kind of work together.
Yeah.
That's a interesting.
Even though, like I said earlier, you don't wanna overdo your spice. That's why, you can double up, but again, still don't overdo. You know.
There we go. Yeah. I like that liquid and
Physical.
Physical. Very nice. Yeah, with a Mexican, I like I said, I'm cool. If we're having enchiladas, yeah, you put a little bit of sriracha on there.
Mm-hmm.
Any sort of hot sauce. I just like regular enchilada sauce too.
Oh, it's just good. Yeah.
And I'm definitely an advocate for the chimichanga and the cheese sauce.
I mean, who
so,
doesn't love that?
For sure.
Now, with Chinese food, okay, one of my favorite meals of all time, literally top 3 meals in my opinion, I love stir fry. Okay.
Nothing wrong with a little
Literally,
stir fry.
you get some brown rice in there. You get some chicken. I mean, you do shrimp. I like chicken more, but then at least in stir fry, you get some chicken. Then you get some peppers.
Mm-hmm.
You get some cashews. You get some egg, some scrambled egg in there.
Scrambled egg in
I
there.
would go crazy on that, like absolutely stupid on that. Okay, and then to top it all off, I mean, there could be some ingredients I'm missing, but this is just off the top of my head. And then you get some hot sauce on there, stir it up. Make sure, because then you can tell you've put enough in there when you stir it up. It kind of you can kind of see some redness on the grains of rice.
Yeah.
Then you're like, ooh, it's nice and like evenly spread and lathered on the rice.
You don't want it to completely turn red, but you want some red cover.
I don't want to put some sriracha or whatever on there and have it look like a flamin' hot Cheeto for a rice. But because that would be disgusting.
Yeah.
But if you can see there's just a nice orangish red hue on the rice, oh, that's perfect.
There we go.
Whip it all up in there. Perfect meal. I'd destroy that.
Yeah, all those
huge bowl.
All those toppings, I definitely agree with. I was gonna make sure you said egg because that really sets it off.
Egg literally goes so hard in stir fry. It's so good. I love it.
Honestly, if you think about it, you could eat it for any meal.
Literally, you could have it. You could have a breakfast stir fry, and instead of, I mean, I guess you could still do chicken, or I mean, I don't know how sausage would be.
You could throw some chorizo in there.
Oh yeah, chorizo, and then lunch normal, and then dinner obviously you could go normal or throw in some add-ons. It's anytime meal.
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like I would go lighter on the hot sauce if it was breakfast. Not too much, but you know.
Yeah, you can still have spice in your breakfast.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't do as much because I mean, if I just woke up, I feel like I wouldn't want to go full in spice as if it was like lunchtime or dinner time. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. I'd say with my I definitely think just a general stir fry is definitely one of my favorite Chinese dishes, and I'll put some pretty much the same sort of basic spices and sauces in there.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would say that I pair it with the liquid sauce, and then we put on some salt, some any sort of pepper seasoning.
Yeah.
But I've experienced you can definitely still go over the top just with the seasonings, because sometimes I've oversalted my stir fry and I'm just like, this is so overwhelming.
Yeah, that's why you got to do sparingly.
Yeah, you don't want it to turn into a salt lick.
No, that's actually disgusting.
But yeah, even though you mentioned chicken stir fry, is that your favorite type, or I know you've gotten other kinds in the past that you really like.
With stir fry?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, chicken might be my favorite. I don't know. Shrimp's pretty good, as long as it's. I mean, whatever size shrimp, as long as shrimp with no tails. If I gotta pick through that thing and pick out some tails, we got a problem. I mean, it just takes out the experience. But, I don't know. I feel like those are probably the two best ones.
Yeah, chicken's definitely good. I half expected you to say shrimp though, so.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. There's just something about chicken in there. I feel like you get some more protein in there with some chicken.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit heartier. But yeah.
There we go. Okay. So yeah, I guess for those two categories, that's that's what we prefer when we eat those dishes with our spices. So if you haven't tried any of those combinations, wholeheartedly,
I mean, if you haven't had a good
recommend
stir fry, please get out there and do yourself a favor.
For real.
For me and for you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Even though those are probably the two that come to mind for us when it comes to cultural foods, would you be able to think of anything that's like strictly American, that's like kind of our own spicy type dish?
Unless it's artificial, no, because we got nothing here.
Yeah. To be honest, we're not.
America is very basic in their spices, and that's a fact.
Yeah.
Obviously, okay. I'm sure somebody somewhere will probably get offended when I say that, and they'll be like, "Well, my mama used to make the best this, or this and that." And I'm sure people make good food, and I'm sure your grandma makes good food too. But like, I don't know. I just feel like foreign foods and know how to have spices. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like we obviously, okay, we've got some good food here in America, but some of my favorite dishes are foreign because they just know how to, no pun intended, spice up their life with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Mexican spices. We've got, we talked about Chinese food. Even like ramen, like spicy ramen is really good.
Okay.
I
yeah.
love spicy ramen. Sometimes it can go a little crazy, and I'm like, it's a little much, but then I power through. But like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like here in the States we're a little lackluster sometimes. You know.
Yeah,
No, like not saying like we definitely have good food.
Yeah,
and we've got
yeah,
good spices, good spices. But I feel like in terms of like, yeah, like heat spice, we're not really. I feel like most people aren't meant for that here. If you know what I mean. I don't know.
like I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, America has no cultural foods, but we're still kind of basic.
We got the hot dog.
People be like,
Actually, wait, that came from Germany. Never mind.
Yeah,
The bratwurst.
the bratwurst and the sausage.
Yeah. Okay. See. Oh, geez, we're such a fake.
But someone would be like, "Oh, my family makes the best fried chicken or the best steak." Like, okay, those are kind of basic foods, though.
Yeah, but like, I mean, even though they're basic, those are core American foods.
It
like
is,
steak,
for sure.
Fried chicken, hamburgers, hot dogs. Like, obviously, I mean, you could consider some of those like ballpark food. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's low key what people in other countries probably think when they hear about like American food.
And they're not too far off.
No, I mean, is that the American stereotype? Yes, hot dogs and hamburgers. But is it true? Yes. So it's not like it's not true, but
It's pretty much true.
yeah. I mean, there's not much I can really think about. Like, all the other foods that I can think of originated somewhere else. Like anything relating pasta, not here. Like that's all Europe and stuff.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a result of us being the last colonized continent in the world.
That's why they say America's the melting pot, because we're a combination. But I mean, that's why. Yeah, I mean, realistically, our stereotype is actually what it is. I feel like, but
because if you think we have like regional foods, like you got Chicago and New York style pizza,
and like Coney Island dogs,
but that all still originated in different countries.
Yeah,
so
they just put their spin on it here.
Yeah.
But
anyway, that's enough about talking about cultural foods, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's talk some more about spicy stuff. I guess that can bring us right into talking about the snack food category.
Yes.
I think.
Because if there's one thing America does have, it's artificial flavoring.
Artificial flavoring. Because I think we can agree that when someone thinks of spicy
Or
snack
hot
foods, not snackies.
Snackies.
When they think about hot foods, and it's mostly in chip form.
Yeah.
Takis and Hot Cheetos.
Lie and eat hot chip? What?
you had to, didn't you?
I had to say it.
So, what do you think about the debate? Are you Team Taki or Team Hot Cheeto?
All right, I'm gonna tell you right now. This is the definitive answer from me. Takis are low key whack, and if you don't know what whack means, it means they're not it. I don't really like Takis. Okay, even though like Hot Cheetos aren't even my favorite Cheeto, I would still rather have a bag of Hot Cheetos than a bag of Takis every day.
Yeah.
Okay, even though obviously the spice is probably way more over the top in Cheetos, there's I know we talked about this the other day. There's something that I don't like in Takis. I just don't like how I feel like they're just they're rolled up layers of the corn stuff. Okay.
Yeah, that just don't sit right with me.
It just don't sit right with me. It's just weird, and you would think it's almost impossible for a chip to be too crunchy. They're
so thick.
Bite onto it, and it's like I get a bite through 6 layers of the chip epidermis. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my gosh, until I get to the other side, and then I don't know. I just feel like it's not worth it. Where Hot Cheetos, although I feel like they're probably way more unhealthy, because I don't know, it's just like Hot Cheetos, but
I think Takis actually have more spice to them though.
Really? Oh well. If someone was like, "Hey, do you want a couple of these?" I'd be like, "Sure," but if I was in Kroger and it was like, oh, a bag of Takis or a bag of Hot Cheetos, and there was the only ones left, I'm choosing Hot Cheetos.
Yeah, I can agree.
It's just,
I think that, I think Takis originated in probably like Mexico as a Mexican made food
as a foreign snack, but then they just
as a foreign snack, but then it became
here.
popular in the U.S.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh my gosh, look at this new spicy food. It's this new thing, but I just don't think they're good. And they just, like I said, the texture's weird, the flavor's just not that good.
Yeah.
So I would definitely have a Hot Cheeto instead.
Yeah.
Even though I'll say that I'm team Hot Cheeto, I don't even think flamin' Hot Cheetos are even all that spectacular either.
No, like they're low key. Like, I feel like the spice. I mean, yes, they're hot, but I feel like it's just like like I said earlier, it's dumb heat. It's heat with no flavor.
It's heat for the sake of just being hot.
Yeah. Which, will I eat them? Yes, I will eat them. I'll admit to it. But you know what is the 100? Okay, this is definitive. Okay, you know what is the better Cheeto in every single way?
What is it?
It is the cheddar jalapeno Cheetos.
Yes.
I don't care what you say or what your brother or sister says. Okay, cheddar jalapeno Cheetos are better in every aspect. One, although they may not be as hot, they pair hot with actual flavor, which is 10 times better than Hot Cheetos. Two, your fingertips aren't covered in red dust every time.
Yeah.
And then your fingertips are stained for the rest of the day.
Ew.
Okay. Two, they're just better. Hot Cheetos more like hot
Midos.
No, I don't know. Either. Okay. More of the story. Yeah, they're better.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The jalapeno Cheetos are pretty much better in every way.
Oh wait,
better flavor, better spice.
Here's
actually is so much better.
Okay, I'm gonna. Here's how we're gonna determine this. If I can determine your snack food by binge eating ability, okay? So
yeah.
I can. No, I'll just say it like this. If I eat an entire bag of Hot Cheetos, I'm gonna feel terrible.
You're gonna feel absolutely
afterwards.
horrible.
I'm about to be bent over, hands on the stomach all day because I'm gonna feel terrible.
Looking like you just ate the sweetie meal.
Actually, okay. And then, that's great. Now my day is ruined. Okay, but
like if I eat more than a handful of them, I'm
just like, you know what I'm saying. But if I can eat probably an entire bag of cheddar jalapeno Cheetos. And although eating an entire bag of either probably isn't still the best idea, I won't feel as bad. I won't be, wailing in my bed with a stomach ache for the rest of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're both not going to be good for you if you eat in large amounts, but I could definitely eat a lot more quantity of jalapeno.
Yeah, like I could actually go crazy on a bag of jalapeno cheddar. Okay?
Yeah.
And with little to no repercussions.
Definitely.
Now people are like, oh, you should have a weak immune system. No, because mass amounts of Hot Cheetos are actually kind of disgusting.
Yeah, definitely jalapeno at the top, Hot Cheetos in the middle.
I actually care about my body. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Takis at the bottom.
Takis more like mid-keys. I don't know.
More like Takis need to take a hike.
That could have worked, but it just didn't. Yeah, Taki hike, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I think mine was a little better.
Okay. Is there... And, I mean, of course, obviously... something that is the spice related... But if you're the kind of person who thinks that Cheeto Puffs are better than the crunchy ones...
I actually cannot talk to you.
You are actually a disgusting person.
You might be the scum of the earth. I'm sorry. I know this is the hardest way to put it. But if you were above the age of above the age of 12 and you still believe that Cheeto Puffs are better than normal Cheetos, I don't think I can talk to you. I just don't see how your brain has not developed to not realize that.
We're sorry to ruin anyone's life out here, but these are just the facts.
These are just the facts, and I'm only here to provide the facts. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, when I was like 10 years old, you'd go over to Nana's house, be like, "Yo, Nana got some. She got some Cheeto Puffs." You'd be like, "Let's go! I'm about to snack on these." But never am I gonna go to the store right now and be like, "I want Cheeto Puffs."
Nah. If it's my choice, the literally only thing I'm going to pick out of all these things we've discussed is either regular crunchy Cheetos or jalapeno Cheetos.
Okay, wait. I just realized. But do you remember when they had like those party mixes of Cheetos? When it would be normal, just like normal Cheetos, but then they would have those, we used to call them the cages.
Oh,
remember?
yeah.
They used to be, it was like these half circles of, they looked like, okay, I don't even know how to describe it, but it was like a half circle, but imagine there was like a checkered pattern on there with like a grid pattern. And
what flavor were they?
I think they were usually kind of like a spicier flavor.
Okay.
And they also had like, now the tiny little Cheeto balls were good, and they had I think they did still have the big Cheetos in there. But now that pack was really good because you didn't have all Cheeto Puffs, and you had normal Cheetos, you had the little round ones, and you had what we called the cages, because we would always take two of the halves and put them together, so it would be almost one entire sphere, the grid. And if you ate those, you're a real one.
I forgot about those. Those
I don't think they make them anymore. I haven't seen them in a long time.
Definitely should come back.
Yeah.
Okay, those are third on the list.
Those are still better than Takis.
Still better than Takis.
And better than Hot Cheetos.
Better than Hot Cheetos.
So
I'm not sorry to say that.
I don't know, but I feel like, at least for me, or I feel like for my age group, I feel like there was just a huge run on Hot Cheetos in like the 7th or 8th grade. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just feel like every day, I feel like everybody was eating Hot Cheetos.
I don't know. There was definitely that.
There was definitely that like period
that
where like
period.
It was actually astronomical the amount of Hot Cheetos were being consumed in America. And now I think it's on the downside, which is good.
Yeah.
Because
but I think Takis have kind of taken its place for the hype.
I don't even know, dude. I feel like I don't even see anybody eating Takis.
But
who'll be out here eating Takis?
Even though I can still say that I somewhat like Hot Cheetos, but if you're someone who like bases their entire food personality off of those, just stop.
They'd be like, "Yeah, come over to my house. Yeah, we got some Hot Cheetos," and be like, "Is that all? Is that all you got? You got anything else?"
Dudes be like, "We're hosting a party, and they got Hot Cheetos."
Dudes be like, "I know a place and take you to the Hot Cheeto aisle." Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's a pretty definitive and passionate discussion about Cheetos.
I'll still eat them. If you have them, I'll eat them, but I won't go out of my way. You know what I'm saying?
Some other snack foods that aren't Cheetos but are really great buffalo flavor is the pretzel pieces.
Those are so good.
We've had the buffalo ones for years.
Yeah. Okay. Even though this isn't spice flavor related, Is it like, which one is it? Is it like the honey mustard ones?
Yeah, the honey mustard ones.
Those ones go crazy. They're so good.
I haven't had those in a while.
Okay, back to I know that's not spice food, so back on topic. But
any other spicy snack foods you can think of? I mean,
I don't know.
I think, you want to talk about Doritos?
Oh, talk about that. Duh! How can we forget that? All right.
Just rank them up for me.
Okay, so. Well, I don't. So like, I think, personally, in terms of spice, I feel like the spicy nacho were probably my favorite in terms of spice levels.
Okay.
But I feel like I could get some hate for this. But I do love sweet and is it spicy sweet chili? Is it?
Yeah, I think that's
the purple bag Doritos.
Yes.
I think if you're going for pure spice, which I know I said earlier, I feel like this kind of goes against what I was talking about the dumb heat. Is I don't feel like, even though I feel like the spicy nacho Doritos don't have as much actual flavor, I feel like the heat isn't overwhelming enough to where like it's only that, if that makes sense.
No, it's still a good flavor, I think.
So I feel like if you just want some nice spicy chips, I feel like spicy Doritos is the way to go. But if you're going for both flavor and spice, spicy sweet chili is goated.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know if you remember a couple years ago. I think it's had to have been 5+ years ago. There was this Dorito flavor. I don't think they make it anymore, and I have this vivid memory of me eating like an entire bag of it at a Super Bowl party, and it was like, it was enchilada something Doritos. Do you remember those? I don't know.
Vaguely.
I don't know if it was spicy enchilada or if it was just No, it was enchilada supreme Doritos.
Okay.
And now, granted, my taste buds could have been not as adept. I don't know. At that time, but I just remember eating those, and I was like, "Dang, these are spicy." I mean, I like ate the whole bag, but they were good. I don't know if they make them anymore.
I'm gonna have to look up a picture. Yeah.
But I mean, I not now don't they have those Oh no, those like there's those like lime dynamite Dorito sticks.
No, those they're on some Takis stuff.
Yeah,
like
I don't like those. Yeah, but they're on some Takis. Anything that's rolled, get out of my face. I don't want to see it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like the flat chip.
But I think those two, spicy sweet chili and spicy nacho. I mean,
Those are the best two spicy.
Those are the best two spicy options.
What are those? They launched another like kind of like spicy Dorito that was advertised. I don't remember what it was called. It was like Wild Spice or something.
I don't know.
And it's in. I don't remember what it's called. It's some sort of like it's advertised as like wild or extreme, and they were just gross.
Yeah.
Once again, it was spice with no flavor.
Oh, was it these ones the flamin' hot nacho?
Maybe I don't remember.
I'm actually okay. So I just looked it up. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that like flamin' hot itself isn't like a trademark to name.
Yeah.
But like so apparently Doritos had flamin' hot nacho Doritos, and I feel like it's basically just if you took a spicy nacho and just threw some hot Cheeto dust on there.
Yeah.
I mean, they look the same at this point.
But I guess the point we're making is the only spicy ones that you should give your time with Doritos is the sweet chili or the regular spicy nacho.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, I'll ask you once again. Any other spicy foods you can think of, or is that pretty much it?
Now, this isn't really necessarily a food, and I remember I heard a lot of people were grossed out by this. This is more or less spicy news, but related to spicy food. Just recently, there was I remember I told you about this. There was a collaboration between Mountain Dew and Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Now you'd be like, what the heck are they gonna make? What the heck are they gonna make now? They made a drink. It's a Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew. So basically, Mountain Dew, but with Flamin' Hot Cheeto flavoring. Now, I'll tell you right now, I didn't try it. If I could have found it, I would try it. As you know, me probably. But I read an article about it, and the guy that wrote it was saying how it wasn't like he had a history. He had tried a lot of different Mountain Dews throughout the years, and he was saying how it was a weird combo. But he said on first drink it wasn't like disgusting.
It wasn't terrible.
But at the same time, like it wasn't something that he said that he could finish the whole can of. Which is weird because like you would think that spice and Mountain Dew wouldn't go together, which I feel like it doesn't. But I mean, there's like the stereotypical the gamer food, which is Mountain Dew and Doritos.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like you're kind of putting those both into your body anyway. So they probably thought, well, why not? Let's just do Mountain Dew and Cheetos, So I feel like it's kind of just that, but I don't know. And it was only sold online. It wasn't sold in stores.
Yeah.
Now if I could have gotten a can, I would have tried it.
Yeah.
But I just, I never thought we'd have gotten to the point where you had spicy drinks because there's just not many. You don't normally drink spicy things. You can drink hot things. But those are temperature hot.
Temperature hot, yeah.
And like obviously you've got coffee, you've got hot chocolate, but you never drink spicy things,
Yeah, there's not a huge market for that.
No.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like this was such a weird idea that they did.
That's why I think that also falls into the category, even though it wasn't necessarily terrible, it's just for the novelty.
Yeah.
And for the...
I feel like, it's definitely either a one time or just a. Actually, I don't even think it should be seasonal. I think it should just be one time.
That should just be a one-time deal.
Like, they had it, and if you had it, if you were able to try it, cool. You tried something that'll probably or hopefully never be back again. But if not, you probably weren't missing a whole lot.
Yeah,
but
that should definitely be a one and done deal.
Yeah.
But I think we've also established they should bring back the Cheeto mix bags.
Yes, those are so good.
And hey, might as well bring back the Dorito enchiladas so we can try them again.
Yeah, I think I remember them being pretty good, but yeah.
Well, anyway, I guess that's a substantial amount of hot takes on our spicy foods. I think we really put out what we feel about spicy foods, even though it's unpopular, but so the people gotta know sometimes.
If we offended you, hopefully we just put you on the right track there. All right.
This is
it was for your own your own benefit.
This is for this is a reform podcast.
Yeah,
we're
helping you to become a better version of yourself.
There we go.
Here on Fresh Squeeze.
Yeah. So, well, hope you enjoyed that discussion on spicy food. You were either able to relate or find some new things that you can try. So, well, thank you for listening to this week's episode. You can look forward to new ones every Friday. You want to keep updated, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And you can also watch the show on YouTube. And it's also available on Spotify, Apple, anywhere you can get your podcasts. So, until another spicy food debate comes up, that's it for this week. And we'll catch you again next Friday.